They say like out of all the film genres, comedy is the hardest to do.
Siyempre, kung ano yung nakakatawa doon, baka hindi iba yung palo.
Ang comedy, you are being judged by what are the things that you laugh at.
Yeah.
I think we need a reinvention of stock characters.
Good morning!
Morning guys, kamusta?
Hi.
Okay ba kayo?
Morning, ma'am. Hi, Chris.
Gawin natin
Hello,
tong
hello!
mandatory
How are you?
entrance natin.
Yes.
Hello, kamusta kayo? Okay naman?
Buti naman, buti
Yes,
naman.
oo.
Good morning.
Sense of humor is really a universal thing. That's why in the world of cinema, it is rich with comedy. But what about us Filipinos, no? Like, what really makes us laugh? Anyways, my name is Red Ollero. I am a Filipino stand-up comedian, host, and writer. Join me and these filmmakers as we delve in the world of Filipino comedy in films. This is Behind the Reel. They say, like, out of all the film genres, comedy is the hardest to do.
Parang hindi. I mean, if you
Expound,
have,
though.
if you have the right things before you start the filming, it's not that hard. Mas mahirap pa rin ang horror, I think, no?
Okay.
And action, in terms of logistics and things.
Yep.
It's when you mash things up, it becomes harder. Kung gusto mo wala horror comedy, or comedy action, gano'n. Doon nagiging mahirap. Pero kung comedy, mas maraming elemento ang horror.
So parang logistics-wise.
Yeah.
Is ano?
Yeah, susugan ko yung sinabi ni Chris. Pag meron kang script na nakakatawa dapat, nagsimula lahat doon. Nagsimula sa nakakatawang artista, nakakatawang environment ng set. Doon lang pwede magpatawa, di ba? Kasi pag pumasok ka doon nang wala yung mga pundasyon na yon, ay kahit anong gawin mo, kahit anong ikot mo doon, hindi magiging nakakatawa yon. So, ang gift lang talaga is that sa Pilipino, pag andun na lahat, pwede na mag-joke, di ba?
Yeah.
I mean, pwede na mag-joke. And then of course, merong coverage and edit. Pero essentially, comedy is performed in that space, di ba? So hindi siya ganun karaming putol. Kasi yung action, maraming putol, maraming logistics, horror, may mood, may mga ganun. So, as a filmmaker, parang, kung gusto ko ng comedy, kukuha na ako ng comedy, ng script, di ba?
Yeah.
Bago pa lang magsimula.
Tama. How about a different perspective, ma'am?
Siguro, in terms of yun, kasi they're both from the industries, no? So they're sharing the perspective how it works,
Yeah.
no? But from the perspective of the audience,
Yes.
siguro the question of impact,
Yeah.
no? Like, even if tayo, the ones who are working, okay, to make it comedy, but what about the impact on the audience? Will it work? Siguro yun yung mahirap. What if the audience do not laugh? Yun, di ba?
Iba
Yun yung mahirap.
Yung nag-flat, no? Yung
Nag-flat,
nag-flat.
oo.
Ang shared insight ko dyan is that if me, I am a live performer, if I feel like a joke is not doing well, I can make adjustments. But when film, it's recorded, edited, and ito na yun eh. It's not like the film can adjust to how the cinema is reacting
Yeah.
to it.
Sa akin, my barometer is when the crew laughs.
Yeah.
Pagka natawa yung yung mga kasama ko sa set, ibig sabihin nakakatawa.
Nakakatawa.
Oo.
Yeah.
So pag hindi sila tumatawa, parang, ano lang to, middle of the road lang. Pero pagka inuulit na nila yung lines, tapos humahagalpak na sila sa kakatawa, ibig sabihin, okay, ano to, palong-palo to. May ganun eh. Even in the environment, mararamdaman mo na, habang sinushoot mo siya, kung nakakatawa siya o hindi.
But when you're developing the script, when you're writing, wala pang audience nun. Wala pang kahit sino, di ba? So, as you are writing it, is it like tipong pag napa-self-chuckle ka ba, dun siya nagiging maganda?
Gusto ko yung self-chocolate.
Wala nang iba eh.
Well, minsan parang Siyempre, ako talaga naniniwala ko sa may mga taong nakakatawa eh.
Yeah.
May gift, meron talagang writers na may gift for it, di ba? Absurdo ang pananaw sa buhay, they collide things, and of course, a very Filipino thing is yung medyo hindi politically correct ang Pilipino ang humor natin,
Oh
di ba?
yeah, wala.
Yung we like to call people by their prominent physicality, di ba? So, physical characteristics, di ba? So, and then also, so kailangan meron naturalesa talaga sa pagsusulat, di ba? Tapos ako napansin ko, nung dati nagsulat ako for stand-up ni Latesi, gano'n,
Yeah.
yung panahon ni Latesi, tsaka ni Martinez, kailangan merong beat, may language beat eh, di ba? Merong 1, 2, 1, 2, pop. So set up, pay off, di ba? So merong naturalesa, tsaka meron talagang may kasanayan din naman sa pagsusulat ng ng comedy. Hindi lahat pwede magsulat ng comedy. Pero pwede magsulat ng horror lahat. Kasi horror kasi is really a thematic, is an executional style eh. The atmosphere and the mood really is a director's realm, di ba? Rather than comedy, which is a performance and a text realm, parang ganon.
And you're mentioning all these parang legends before when they do stand-up and everything. But comedy rin kasi it's a product of its time. We're evolving from vaudeville, which is dun sumikat sila Dolphy and everything. And to now, when you say 2025 comedy, anong pinaka-representation niyan?
Okay.
Kaya mo yan?
Nako.
Academic eh, sa kanya yan.
The academic question.
Actually, mahirap. It's difficult to make kids laugh. Oo. In fact, yung parang, ang feeling ko nga, sometimes you have to teach them humor. Yung ganun, no? Oo. You have to teach them that this is funny, and then sometimes when you, let's say, read a story or watch a movie, and then you have to say, this is funny. Yung ganun, no? That kind of thing, no? Maybe humor is really a learned thing, okay? Because they have to be able to see through the images or the story to identify what is ridiculous here, what is absurd here, what is ironic. Yun yung medyo mahirap eh. No?
Pero
Irony, no?
feeling ko may advantage ngayon yung kids because before, when you want to go to a comedy bar, you have to actually go to a comedy bar, set aside time for it. And then now, you can literally just go to YouTube or,
And watch.
and watch.
Yeah, kasi ngayon, ang daming avenues for comedy, pero hindi cinema. Diba? So they have reels, diba? Yung mga shorts, TikTok, ganyan. So that's where they get their funnies, eh, diba? So I think that 2025 comedy is paikli siya ng paikli. Parang nagiging capsule siya, nagiging moments, nagiging gano'n. At the same time, makakakita ka rin naman talaga, nakakatawa naman talaga when you watch the reels. Pero I don't know if there's a comedy film talaga na
Wala
of
pa.
recent memory na talagang sobrang nag-hit, na sobrang nakakatawa na talaga. Gusto nila.
Mahirap ba kasi ang competition mo is like 2 minutes
Yeah.
of whenever you want to access.
Pero tsaka, siyempre yung na-desensitize din ng mga tao, di ba? Sa kakapanood mo dun sa Reels, siyempre kung ano yung nakakatawa dun, baka hindi iba yung palo sa pelikula. Kasi iba talaga yung setup ng buong pelikula kasi kailangan mong tahakin yung mula simula hanggang dulo, di ba? Hindi lang siya pwedeng para mga jokes na pinagdikit-dikit, alam mo ganun, pag walang kwento. Walang kwenta, di ba?
Yeah, so yun yung importante. I think from here on, if you want comedy to survive in the cinema, I think dapat alagaan din natin yung kwento. So hindi lang parang reels or gag train. Parang hindi ka lang parang tawa ng tawa ganun. I think story is still important.
Yeah,
So,
that's a big misconception sa comedy, no? Kasi I always hear na parang pag gumagawa ng something na comedy, comedy naman yun, okay lang yan. Parang the story doesn't matter. Or parang, ito yung nakakatawa sa reel, tuloy-tuloy lang. Are there like other misconceptions in developing comedy kaya in cinema?
akala nila walang script.
Improvisation.
Yung parang akala nila lahat.
Ganun na lang yun.
Akala nila lahat
Ganun na,
parang in-improv, ganyan. Basta nagulat sila na, oh my God, there's an actual lines. And they thought everything is ad-lib. They thought everything is improv, ganyan. No po, may sinulat po yan.
Oo.
Do you have any other misconceptions sa comedy that you
Ako,
would like to share?
that's one, for me, that's one. That's one of them. The idea in the process that it's spontaneous. The actors are funny, but you still need a map, di ba?
Yeah.
So the text has to exist, di ba?
Yeah.
And the
Material.
text is very, very important. Kasi kung batuhan lang yan, magfiesta na lang tayo.
Parang
lahat.
ganito na lang.
Ito ganun, di ba? Well, that's one talaga. And then the other one is that, for it to be funny, it has to be some kind of a current, like a very current idea, di ba? Nahulog ng anak ni Aling Vicky sa kanta, nakakatawa pa rin hanggang ngayon, di ba?
I mean, yung snippet na
I think
yun
meron
goes
talaga
viral.
nakakatawa na mga bagay na nakakatawa talaga, di
Yeah.
ba? Kahit saan mo ilagay na panahon, di ba? Parang ganon.
I think yun yung there are things that makes a good joke or a gag or a beat of pero a good comedy film is quite different. For you guys, what do you think constitutes a great comedy film? Ito na, let's go with the critic. Ano ba?
Ikaw muna
Kasi may audience lens, may audience
Okay.
lens, di ba?
Exactly.
Tsaka merong academic
Siguro
lens.
kasi, like for example, if you think of a comedy, sometimes yun eksena
Yeah.
ang importante. Kasi sometimes you don't remember the whole film.
Yeah,
diba?
totoo.
You don't remember the whole story, no? Okay. And sometimes the story is the same. Like two guys, they swap bodies, no? That kind of thing. So it's the same, in other words, it's the same plot device. So it's the eksena, I think, that will make it memorable, no? Yung eksena na nakakatawa or iba siya or the ridiculousness or absurdity of that situation, in other words, make some kind of leave some kind of an impact in your memory. Yung ganun, no? Oo.
Ako sa akin, a good comedy should be parang, there should be subversion. So, hindi lang siya parang, just a flat story. I think, kasi ako, I really believe in satire.
Yeah.
So, as a powerful tool to criticize and to critic, whatever's happening around us. So, there should be some sort of pagkasubversibo sa overall, I mean, these are all funny scenes, ganyan. But when you look at the totality of the film, ano yung gusto mong isubvert? Ano yung gusto mong pagbabago? Ano yung gusto mong itanong sa audience? So I think dapat laging may ganon to make it above what is just patawa. Hindi lang siya patawa.
Is there a challenge na you have to make Filipinos laugh? Because I'm pretty sure parang merong ways to make everything universally funny. But if you wanna tug at the funny bone of the Filipino audience.
Alam mo, wala naman talaga universally funny.
Oh, wala.
Kasi 'di ba ang comedy, you are being judged by what are the things that you laugh at.
Yeah.
Yes.
Naku, alam mo 'yan. So parang natawa ka doon. Yung chip mo. 'Di ba?
Cringe.
You found that funny. Tapos I found that funny. Wow, ang talino mo naman. Na-gets mo 'yon. So ang comedy na mimili
May
ng
context talaga.
ng audience, na mimili ng market or audience or gano'n. So, hindi lahat ng comedy para sa lahat. I mean, I don't know. Do you agree? Disagree?
Agree.
Agree. Oo.
Oo. Diba yung...
It's hard as an audience now. Ngayon, sabi ni Chris, di ba, parang pag nag-post ka na nakakatawa itong isang pelikulang ito, ang daming husga nun, di ba?
Yeah.
Hindi lang yun parang, talaga, di ba? Yung parang, oh my God, you found that funny? Parang ano ka ba, di ba? I mean, ang daming judgment, di ba?
I think
Natawa ka, Aling Vicky?
Oo.
Ang cheap mo nakakatawa naman talaga. Sige, hindi na nga nakakatawa.
sway ka na lang
May
ng popular vote.
May policing kasi nagaganap eh.
I think yun din parang yung Filipino audience, when you say what's funny for the Filipino audience, I feel like parang mali rin to just categorize it
Yes.
as that, na nakakatawa to dapat sa Pinoy. Even then, sobrang daming iba-ibang klaseng taste.
So you know what I
would say.
do? I put everything.
For everyone!
Yeah, for
There's
everyone.
something here for
Yeah,
everyone.
That's good. That's
You have green humor, black humor,
Tama.
brown humor. Pagin mo lahat dyan.
Yeah.
Everything that works.
We're talking about taste of humor or kind of humor. I think ang pinakamalaking disparity is time always. When we say, pag nanood ka ng something from the 80s, something from the 90s, something from the 2000s, sobrang iba siya. Anong pinaka-glaring difference from then and now?
Ayoko yung ginagamit na word na taste, di ba? Parang yung lente kasi na parang, nung 80s, I mean, natawa ako kay Dolphy naging aswang siya kasi baka na siya ng di ba? Yung mga aswang sila, di ba? Ganto, taga kaming mga syoke. Mga anak na lagi yata yun. Ngayon, siya bawal yun, di ba? So parang ako kasi,
yes.
pag sinabi kasi na, alam mo, lowbrow yan, those are judge,
Oo, di
those
ba?
are taste markers.
Gets.
So personally, I don't apply the word taste because I always unpack that parang, bakit sino may sabi? Diba? Kasi kung sino may sabi, dapat ibagsak, di ba?
Yeah.
Charot. So ako yung ganun. So parang ako naman, may nakakatawa talaga mga bagay. Nung 80s, iba yung humor ko nung 80s, di ba?
Yeah.
Nung 90s, parang hindi ako natawa nung 90s eh. Ang daming angstong 90s eh, di ba?
Buong dekada, hindi ka na
Mabigat, di ba? Hugutan, di ba? Ganun,
Iba
di
rin,
ba?
no? 90s was like my jam. Talagang doon
Oo.
ako pinaka na talagang...
Pero meron kayong Pearl Jam, di ba? Meron kayong, ano si Alanis, di ba? Yung Alanis Boys. So nandun yung mga angst talaga, yung talagang gasgasang angst, di ba? Mahirap nang tumawa ngayon. For me, mahirapan ako maganda nakakatawa kasi talagang pasong-pasong, kumbaga, you're so saturated with content, di ba? So, pinatatawa pa rin naman ako sa mga content na pinapanood ko.
Yeah.
So, okay pa rin naman. Pero nag-iiba talaga ang pananaw. Pero I don't think it should be lensed through taste.
Okay.
It's just a time, maybe.
How about then and now, a quick difference? What do you think?
Okay. Naalaala ko kasi like yung mga comedy before, no? Which I like, no? Like whether they're movies or sitcoms. I like the characters, no? Yung invention ni parang medyo I'm defining my age pero love ko ang Kalabok and Bosyo. Talagang love ko talaga, no? So yun Kalabok at Bosyo ni Dolphy at Panchito, di ba? Yun talagang memorable. Even now, I could still imagine the eksena, no? So yung ganun na characters, and then of course, yung mga side characters na si Babalu, si
Yeah, of
Chichay,
course.
no? Now, people might say these are stock characters, no? Okay, some of them might say stereotypes, no? That kind of thing. But I think we need a reinvention of stock characters, okay? Pwede si Kimidora, no? Okay? Or yung Private Benjamin, no? Yung ganun, no? But I think we need a reinvention of stock characters, no? So the characters who are interesting enough, and I think that's part of what makes a good comedy.
Yeah.
You love the characters. And the characters can be subversive, no?
Yeah.
Sila mismo yun,
Yep.
subversive, meron silang political, in other words, belief, no? Or ideology man, no? Yung ganun.
Box office says na comedy daw tops the charts. In MMFF, I see a lot of disagreement,
Hindi ba totoo yan?
especially during MMFF. No? So, like, how can one account for this?
Parang, is that still true?
Yeah.
Parang
Rewind
the last
once, maybe before.
MMMF, parang Breadwinner has Vice Ganda, but that's not the Vice Ganda that you knew.
Yeah.
Diba? Si Vice actually reinvented himself, diba? Na parang nagdrama siya dito eh. I think
Oo.
it's
Yung laging malaking
50-50,
speech nila, no? Oo.
50-50 comedy drama. For the last
Yeah.
several MMMFs, puro drama. Rewind.
Or the later na
Breadwinner,
tumumba kay ano.
The Little Horror, Miracle of Agamulak.
Yeah.
Drama na.
Yeah.
Drama na, oo.
So, how do we evolve?
Siguro, yun nga, balik tayo sa kwento, balik tayo sa mga tauhan, balik tayo sa anong gusto nating baguhin, sa mga nangyayari sa paligid natin, daanin natin sa comedy, gano'n. Kumbaga, lagyan natin ng mas malaman ang, gawin natin mas malaman ang comedy na.
How do you critique comedy films?
I'm interested in, of course, the genre, no? Anong klaseng comedy,
Yeah.
no? Okay. So, kumbaga, kung yung slapsticks, okay, or irony, no? Okay,
Yeah.
mga irony of situations,
Yeah.
mga mistaken identities, no? So, I'm interested in the genre, okay? And then, I love black humor or
Okay.
comedy, no?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the classics, to me, classic siya is Keka, no? Yung kay Quark Henares. Talagang, I found it talagang, to me, it was like, this is excellent, no? In terms of the use of dark humor,
Dark humor,
no? Yung ganyan, no? And then, aside from the genre, and then looking at the characteristics, no, of the genre, yun characters ka, okay? And then, of course, still, I agree, no, with sila direct, no, yun issue, okay? Yung
Yeah.
issue na nire-raise, no? And usually, comedy is intelligent enough to project some kind of social or political
It does,
issue.
yes.
I agree with that, no? Talagang importante yung issue. So, yun, in other words, when you critique comedy, you look for these
These things.
things.
Wow.
Yun.
Markers.
Grabe. Usually kasi sinasabi sa akin kung nakakatawa ako, hindi. Kaya sobrang refreshing to hear something like that. Comedy be appreciated.
Akala ko
Ang
5
mahirap
star
kasi
lang.
doon, the first requirement, it has to be funny.
Yes, of course.
Yun talaga yung pinakamahirap. Na kailangan, mas nakakatawa siya talaga
Yeah.
before anything else.
Yeah.
Yun ang requirement.
It's very reflective of our culture, or parang at least yung na-capture yung time na ginawa na yun. Diba? How do you do things like that? How do you capture culture in such a 90-minute or 120-minute film?
Oh, like for example, when we did Ang Babae sa Septic Tank,
Yeah.
when
Oh,
I
yeah.
wrote that, observant ako. Sensitive ako sa nangyayari sa film industry, sa independent movement.
yeah.
No? So, parang you have to be very sensitive enough to see and critique what is wrong. What is happening? Bakit ganito?
May issue
Bakit
ba?
ang gusto nila sa Cannes ay mga poverty
Porn.
porn. So, at bakit yun ang napatanggap, di ba? So, pero bakit kayo yung mga filmmakers? Yes, gusto namin yun.
Oo,
Gusto
yun.
namin yun. Yung ambition na makarating doon, di ba? Sa Oscars, ganyan.
May napikon?
Marami.
Talaga?
Kaya natatawa sila. Like when we showed it in Berlin, ang first question was, Mr. Martinez, how dare you show this film to us?
Yeah.
Tinamaan sila di ba?
Grabe.
Kasi may
Tinamaan
white
sila,
pedophile,
di ba?
di
Kasi
ba? May pedophile.
sila yung nag-curated. So that's how they see us, di ba? That's how they see the third world films. Ganun ang gusto nila. Yun ang expectation nila from Filipinos.
Tama. Oo.
So parang nung bago ko gawin yung Septic Tank, bago namin gawin ni Marlon, sabi ko, Marlon, parang kailangan natin gumawa ng ganong klaseng pelikula na nakakatawa, very South Park, ganyan.
Yeah.
Na, bakit ganon ang tingin ng mundo sa pelikulang Pilipino? Why are we being boxed in? When we have other stories to tell. Parang masarap gumawa kasi ng pelikula na meron kang gustong patamaan. Gano'n. So, yun. Maging sensitive ka lang siguro sa kung ano yung nangyayari, hindi naman siya kailangan maging big political issue.
Yeah.
But, just give the audience something to think about, to chew on when they go home.
Is this parang, there's a concept minsan sinasabi ng mga tao, high comedy yan. Parang ganun. Do you think Filipino, I don't know how you define high comedy, pero do you think Filipino cinemas come to that area?
Si Mulye, slapstick naman si Mulye, di ba? Pero, I mean, okay, nung panahon ng Abangan ng Sunod na Kabanata, Palibhasa Lalaki, di ba? Yung panahon na yon, pag nilente mo yon sa gusto niyang gawin, may kataasan yun, di ba? But the execution is just so,
Yeah.
it's just so fun, di ba? I mean, baragan yun, di ba?
Babasaan sila sa dulo.
Especially Abangan, di ba?
Abangan.
So, yun may mga characters na mga very prominent. So, yung lente ng is it high comedy, I guess hindi ba lumanding yun ang tanong, di ba? Yung humor ba hindi lumanding? Siguro pag masyadong obscure yung reference, medyo hindi yun high comedy. Hindi lang talaga kumabit, di ba? So, more than the height, it's the lack of connection to the audience. I think that is more important to understand rather than high humor ba to o low humor ba to. It's really more that ano yung tinamaan eh.
Okay, sorry, hanggang dito muna tayo. Alam kong bitin ng tawanan. Pero tutuloy natin yan for sure. Pag-usapan natin lahat ng comedy in between and everything else sa next part ng Behind the Reel.
Si Ate di talagang sikat, di ba?
Oo naman.
Kami yung mga totoong mga extra doon, di ba?
Bawal ka magalit. Kailangan magaan lang tayo dito.
What makes it timeless kaya?
Kung alam lang namin, di kami na yung producer sana, di ba?
I am Inigo Montoya.
Kill my father, prepare to die.
I'm here to kill you.
Definitely a legend, Dolphy.
He has an awareness that there's a genuine connection through a human connection through his eyes.
The reviewers probably did not know the history of rom-com in the world. I don't blame the artist, no?
FDCP meron.
I don't blame the artist.